Welcome to Community Talk, a public affairs presentation of the MSA United Way and Super Talk 1270. Now your host, Jenna Gullo.
Good morning on this beautiful sunny morning in Bismarck, Mandan, North Dakota. Co-hosting with me today is a sunny personality, Amber Jensen, the operations manager at our United Way. Welcome, Amber.
Good morning, everyone.
What a great day. I love being out and about. We had a great meeting this morning. A young doctor new to the Bismarck area called us up and said, I want to get involved.
Yeah, we're getting close to campaign season. Everybody's getting rallied together for our upcoming 2015 campaign. So it's just fun to get out and do these one-on-one visits with new people that are new to the community or just looking to get more involved. And so those are always really fun, get you pumped up for the upcoming year.
Yeah, so this morning we met with Dr. Virginia Faulkner. She's with Pathways Chiropractic, and she just moved to Bismarck about a month ago, and she's interested in becoming a women's leadership circle member through the United Way. So we met with her this morning, and that's how easy it is. Email us, call us, like us on Facebook, and find a way to get involved because we need you, and that's how we make this whole operation at our United Way work.
Absolutely. I mean, when we left that meeting today, she was like, so what do I do now? And so it's simple. Give us a call. We are already hooking her up with the Adopt a Classroom program through the Women's Leadership Circle. She was really interested in the United Way Backpack program, which is really fitting for what we're going to be talking about today. So there's many things that people can get involved in depending on their interests. 255-3601, United Way office.
Yeah, or like us on Facebook, because that is where we post a lot of our emerging needs in the community. And it's as simple as just clicking a like and checking out our page. We're at Facebook.com/MSAUway, and you'll get those updates in your news feed automatically. You know, the most important thing we do at our United Way is not necessarily raising the dollars, but it's really how we spend the dollars. And the reason I love my job is because we get to solve problems in the community. And something people don't realize that is an issue is hunger. And so the Women's Leadership Circle, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, helped us to start the United Way Backpack program, which is filling backpacks full of food so that children can eat over the weekends when they're not in school. And we have a fantastic guest today to help talk to us about, well, what happens when kids aren't in school during the summertime? How do they have access to those meals? And how can we possibly fathom that there are boys and girls in North Dakota with our great economy who are still struggling with hunger? We're talking with Kay Knutson. Kay is the School Nutrition Programs Manager at DPI, the Department of Public Instruction. And Kay, you're a longtime friend of mine and a friend of United Way. And so thank you for your great work in our community.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to be here today to share with you about our Summer Meals program.
So, Kay, talk to us first. What does it look like? Paint us a picture about hunger in North Dakota. What do those stats look like?
Okay, hunger in North Dakota. 1 in every 5 children is in need of some meals, whether they get them at school or one of the slogans of our Summer Meals program is hunger doesn't take a summer vacation.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 in 5. 1 in 5 kids. I think people are astonished at that. And when you look at the adult population, Doug Goring was just talking about how 1 in 9 people throughout the state are really facing food insecurity. And it's hard to believe, but I'll tell you this, for all of our listeners out there, I do foster care, and I had these 3 beautiful young girls, 5, 6, and 10, come stay with me, and they did not know the last time they ate. 2 of the 3 did not know their last meal.
I believe that to be so true. And
heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. And my philosophy is, you know, we live in a state that has resources, and no child should go hungry. And so that's one of the reasons why we are really starting to promote this Summer Meals program. In the past, Jenna, there are a lot of schools that do some type of summer enrichment program. And so those schools were really good about providing summer meals for those students. And now what we're really trying to strive for is getting out into the rural communities, because there is hunger out in the rural communities. And hunger has many faces. When we look at these families that are both working, sometimes 1 and 2 jobs, but at minimum wage, and they have children, it's very difficult to make ends meet. They're contributing, they're working, but you can only make that dollar stretch as far as it goes. And that's where these summer meal programs really come into play, because they can help supplement those meals for those families.
So, Kate, is this a new need in North Dakota, or have we seen an increase since the oil boom? And then, with a lot of people recently possibly, losing their jobs with a decrease in oil activity?
Absolutely. We've seen that even in the National School Lunch Program during the school year. We see it fluctuate where, the economy looks good. We have fewer kids needing, assistance and their families. And then all of a sudden, we can see a downturn where, oil production has stopped a little bit. We have schools that are saying, it could be a whole different picture than it was last fall. And so we're getting ready to deal with that. We're also very excited. The North Dakota legislature is going to be assisting families who qualify for reduced meals, and they will be paying that cost for breakfast. So shout out to our legislators.
Fantastic.
It is. It's awesome. The Summer Meals Program actually in North Dakota has been around for a long time, but we are seeing more of a need. We have parents that are both working full-time. We have kids that are old enough not to be in some type of child care setting, and how nice it is for families to know that their son or daughter can go to the park in Bismarck and Mandan, or their school if they're, most schools do have some enrichment, and they do open their doors for any student to come in and eat.
And so how many are eligible for the free and reduced lunch program in North Dakota right now?
Right now, and this is October data, we had over 35,000 students that qualify for free and reduced price meals. And when we look at our total enrollment, that's about 31.28%.
Wow.
So, that is a high number for a small state like us.
And before we go to break, how many sites are we at right now? Are we having good luck in those rural areas where your goal was to expand the program?
We really are. We are up to 43 sponsors and 89 sites. Last year we had 70 sites. So our current sponsors have really stepped up to the plate and are feeding at more sites. We also have, we had like 5 new sponsors come on board, and we're really excited about that. And one of my goals throughout this next fall and winter is to get out into some of those rural areas where there are not any summer meals programs and really talk to the community. And the other thing I want to mention is, it's not just the school's responsibility to feed children during the summer. It really is the community's.
Fantastic. We are speaking with Kate Knutson, the School Nutrition Programs Manager at DPI. We're going to learn more about the summer meals programs in our area and in rural North Dakota. And if you're listening out there and you're a golfer, make sure you join us to support our cause and solve problems in our community. We have a golf tournament through American Family Insurance next Friday, July 24th, so it's only $80 per golfer. Get your business associates involved. Call our United Way. Join us in just a couple minutes to talk more with Kate Knutson.
Right now, 77.
Our own radio station. Not Fargo, not the Twin Cities. Proud to be Bismarck and Mandan's own Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back. My name is Jenna Gullo. I'm the Executive Director of the Missouri Slope Area-Wide United Way. And I just want to thank all of our listeners out there, all of our volunteers. We are gearing up for our Day of Caring, which is August 12th this year. We want 1,000 volunteers. So if you're wanting to learn more, give us a call at United Way. The number is 255-3601. Or call American Family Insurance and join us for the Golf Classic. That's next Friday, July 24th. It is $80 per golfer, excellent prizes, and fun people. So join us. We're looking for a few more teams to fill out that course for us. We are talking with Kay Knutson. Kay is the School Nutrition Programs Manager at the Department of Public Instruction. We're talking about the Summer Meals Program and hunger in North Dakota. It's hard to believe that kids especially are waking up not knowing where their next meal is going to come from, and particularly when school is out of session. So, Kay, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you being here.
Great. Well, I'm going to give a little bit of background on the Summer Meals Program. It is federally funded through the USDA. It provides free meals to kids 18 years of age and under. And it, like you said, it operates when school is not in session. We talk about who can sponsor the program. It can be schools, private or nonprofit, units of local, municipal, county, tribal, or state governments, public or private nonprofit universities and colleges. Some examples, Jenna, that we have of sites currently operating. Of course, we've talked about schools. We actually have some sponsors that are providing meals in the parks this summer. Great Plains Food Bank out of Fargo operates 2 sites here in Bismarck at Custer Park and Kiwanis Park.
So now that's a question, because if people have seen, if they live close to those parks, are they able to go and get a meal? Do they have to register? How does the program work?
Well, the program works is by we determine areas in the city by either census data. So we can actually get on, there is a site called the Capacity Builders Map, and it will give you census-eligible areas. And so when Great Plains Food Bank wanted to come out to Bismarck and help support this program, we actually looked at that mapper and found different census-eligible areas in Bismarck, and that's where they targeted. The other way is, for instance, schools or an organization that is close to a school or wants to have a site close to the school. You can also determine eligibility by school data. So if a school has 50% or more of its enrolled children that qualify for free and reduced price meals, that can be what we call an open site. And in the census eligibility areas, again, that is an open site. So you do not have to show proof of income eligibility because it's in an eligible area. Anyone can come to that site and get a meal.
And so in addition to Custer and Kiwanis Parks in Bismarck, which schools are providing the summer feeding program, and is it open to any child that shows up at the door?
Yes, it is. And so we have open sites at Dorothy Moses, Jeanette Myrie, Saxvik, and Wilmore. We also have the YMCA is a new sponsor this year, and they are providing meals right at the YMCA, and they're also providing meals to the kids at Grimsrud School through with the Parks and Recs program. So that's really exciting. And thanks to Bismarck Public Schools, they are vending their meals.
Oh, wow.
So they just get transported over to the YMCA, and then they also do a drop-off at Grimsrud. Over in Mandan, we're so excited about Mandan this year because this is the first time that they've done a program. And after our partner meetings, in fact, I held partner meetings throughout the state, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. But after that partner meeting, things happened that I exactly wanted them to happen. We had Mandan, their food service director, Becky Heinert, partner with Linda Austin, who is the children's programming person at the Mandan Morton Library. And the two of them got together along with the Boys and Girls Club from Mandan. And from that was born a wonderful program. They feed anywhere from probably 130 students a day. Go ahead.
What I really like too, because we've been over there, because we've been talking with Becky and Linda and the great work that they're doing, and yet collaboration is key because they are providing the meals. They did ask our United Way if we would provide funding so that they could also feed adults. If parents come to the park with their child, and this is for Custer and Kiwanis Park and Bismarck as well, our United Way will pay for those meals because our board of directors just feels that no one should really be hungry. That's one of the very, very basic needs. But Linda also has incorporated a reading program where she gets superheroes from the community to read to those kids. And it's brilliant, it's beautiful, and it's a wonderful community project.
It really is, and we couldn't be more excited with United Way helping to support these by providing money for adult meals, because that's important. Hunger doesn't have an age.
Yeah.
And so that really works out great, and we're really excited about that. So we basically are looking for partners in any community across the state of North Dakota. If you feel that there is a need in your community, that's one of the things that really has helped grow this program is by going into a community and bringing partners together. Because as I said before the break, summer meals and summer feeding is not just the school's responsibility. It really is the community's responsibility. And if everybody comes together and says, I can help out here and I can do this, then beautiful programs are born. Another example is down in Wahpeton. Wahpeton, for the first time, is actually doing a summer program, and there really is a need down in that area also. And so the Parks and Rec Department partnered with the schools, and so the school is providing them with the kitchen and the cafeterias to eat, and the park board basically has taken over being the sponsor. So there again, we have their United Way involved down there also, and so it's been really heartwarming. We have lots of nonprofit organizations that like to get involved and help any way they can. RSVP throughout the state has been phenomenal at helping to provide volunteers to make sure that children receive a meal.
And so in the last segment, we talked about the number of sites. And so you have 43 sponsors and 89 sites. And so at this point in the summer, can people still come on board? And what would they do to do that, to start a program in their community?
Absolutely. If they wanted to start a program in their community, all they'd need to do is give me a call. We have a North Dakota Foods system that they actually have to go on, and we just get them on as a sponsor, and from there kind of walk them through how to do that process. It also involves a pre-approval visit, so I would need to come out and make sure that whoever is going to be the sponsor has some financial background. So we want the program to be successful. So
absolutely. And how do people contact you?
They can call our office at 701-328-2294, or they can call me direct at 701-328-2275.
We are talking with Kay Knutson, the School Nutrition Programs Manager at DPI. Kay, talk to us about what is your Summer Meals Rock program?
Okay. USDA decided that they needed to get together a website that actually tells people where to go, how to find meals. The Summer Meals Program is the most underutilized program of all the child nutrition programs through USDA. So USDA has really stepped above and decided, let's make it easy for parents to find. So if you just go to your computer or your iPhone and Google Summer Meals Rocks, it will pop up, and all you have to do is put your state. You can actually put an address in, and it will show you all of the sites in your area.
That is awesome, because one thing I'm just looking on my phone here is trying to see if Beulah Hazen has a summer meals program. Do you happen to know that off the top of your head?
They don't.
because they approached me about starting the United Way backpack program, and that's where we fill backpacks full of food so that kids don't go hungry over the weekend. And I'm wondering now if I can talk to them, start that conversation about having a summer meals program, because you have a lot of caring people there. You have, I want to say, about 140 kids in need between Beulah and Hazen. And so the need's there, the resources are there. Now we just have to coordinate it.
Absolutely. And please do. I want to encourage anyone from any community in North Dakota, if you know that there's a need and you want to get something going, that's what I do. I pull people together and we start the conversation about how to get this started.
Thanks so much, Kay Knutson from the Department of Public Instruction. We'll put Kay's contact information on our Facebook page, Facebook.com/MSAUA. Join us in just a couple minutes. We'll be talking more about the Summer Meals Program and local sponsors.
Right now, 77.
Get the traffic and weather information you need anytime on Super Talk 1270 and online at supertalk1270.com.
Welcome back. I am Jenna Gullo, the Executive Director of the Missouri Slope Area-Wide United Way, talking about issues that affect each and every one of us and that you might not know are big issues in our community. We're talking about hunger today. We have 1 in 5 children in the greater Bismarck-Mandan area that face hunger, that receive SNAP benefits, and that need your help. Talking with me today about this issue is Amber Jensen, the co-host of today's show and operations manager at United Way. And Amber, before we start diving in and talking to our guest here, tell us how people can get involved today in this effort to fight hunger.
Absolutely. The United Way Backpack Program is something that we launched about 1.5 years ago through the Women's Leadership Circle. And so it costs $5 to fill a backpack for the weekend. And what we do there is deliver those to kids in need. Last year, we ended the school year at about 527 bags that were going home with the kids on the weekend so they don't go hungry. And so if you want to get involved, have your business sponsor a backpack, it's $2,000 for the weekend, or like I said, $5 per bag. We're always looking for businesses to get involved, individuals to get involved. They can call our office 255-3601 or also go to volunteerbizman.com, like United Way, and get all of our updates and get involved today.
Well, and it's so important that we all play a key role in ending hunger. I believe it's possible in North Dakota. Through United Way, you can sponsor a backpack. It's $5 a backpack or $2,000 for a weekend. But you can also give to our United Way campaign or raise your hand and volunteer, because a lot of our partners are actively involved in leading this fight against hunger. We mentioned on the last segment that RSVP has offered their volunteers. They often help at many of the summer feeding program sites. Great Plains Food Bank is one of our partners as well. And over the past 2 years, the Kids Summer Lunch Program has grown from serving 1 site serving 30 children a day to 4 sites serving up to 85 children daily. And how important that is when people like Tim Olson, the operations director at the YMCA, raise their hand and say, okay, we recognize this is a need in our community, and the YMCA is so much more than just a place to work out. We are a place that keeps the community great. And Tim, thanks for being our guest, and thanks for raising your hand and helping in this fight against hunger.
Not a problem. Glad that we can be here. You know, the Y is really here to support the community, and as part of our social responsibility work, we felt it was important to step up and be a leader with the Summer Meals Program. Earlier this spring, a bunch of leaders in the community met about this, and once the site was once the Y was identified as a site to be eligible to provide these meals, we just went right to work figuring out how to go about doing this for our community and the kids around our area.
Well, it's unbelievable that it's one of the most underutilized programs throughout the country, and particularly in North Dakota. And so what does it mean that the YMCA is a summer meals program site?
Well, what we're doing with the Summer Meals Program is we're providing free nutritious sack lunches for all individuals 18 years and younger. And so Monday through Thursday, they're able to come into the Y from noon to 12:45 and receive a nutritious sack lunch. These sack lunches are comprised of some type of sandwich, a sun butter sandwich, a cheese sandwich, a turkey sandwich, and there's always a fruit and veggie, and milk is always provided. So it gives an opportunity for those kids to get a nutritious meal. As we all know, there's a lot of kids in the community that are going hungry, and this might be their one meal for the day. So we want to make sure there is access for everybody.
So when people hear that the YMCA in Bismarck is a site, they may wonder, do you have to be a member to go there? Can I just walk in? Can I drop my kid off? How does that work, Tim?
Yeah. You don't have to be a member. This is a service that is provided for the community, or a program for the community. So everybody has access to come in and partake in a free sack lunch as long as they're 18 and younger. We've really looked at a lot of different models and what would be successful for this program. And what we have found is, in conjunction with providing the meals, of having some activities for the kids. So they have a safe place to be for the afternoon, Monday through Thursday. So we've set it up so that anybody can come in from 12 to 12:45, again, get one of those nutritious sack lunches. And then at 12:45 to roughly about 1:45, each one of our management staff has taken a week, and have some structured activities for the kids to partake in. It could be something in our gym. It might be a gaga ball out in the back grassy area, some other lawn game for the kids. And then from 2 to 3:45, we structured our open swim time, so it's in conjunction with the summer feeding program as well. So again, they can come in and eat and have an activity or an afternoon of fun and excitement, and have a safe place to be at the Y.
How brilliant. What a wonderful service. So how frequently has this been utilized? How many meals have you served?
Well, so far through last week, just at the Y site, we have 463 meals that have been distributed.
When did you start?
We started June 11th, and the program will run through August 13th. We also have a secondary site, Grimsrud Elementary. We're a sponsor for that site. And at that site so far, through the month of June, they've distributed 316 meals. Wow. So we've had a fairly good impact so far.
So the kids at Grimsrud, are they enrolled in a program there?
Yeah, most of those kids are in, I believe, the BLAST program, or their summer adventure program. And so they have had a couple people that I think that have come in there, but it's been mainly just their structured program that they have at the school. Is
the meals that you've served, is it a lot more than you anticipated, or did you project this number?
I think at this point, this is the first time this morning that I've seen all the cumulative numbers together, and I think it's more than what I had thought we had given out. We have the ability on a day-to-day basis to adjust how many meals we request from Bismarck Public Schools, depending on what's happening, in the community or what's happening throughout the Y. And so, it is a little bit of an eye-opener now that I see these total numbers of just the magnitude of what we've been able to do, and we still have, a month and a half left to be able to provide these meals. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think once people just start to hear more about the programs, get involved, start talking to school counselors, and we can start having that conversation earlier in the school year so people realize what is available in our community. I think it's really awesome that we have so many people in our community stepping up to get involved. And I know you mentioned some partners earlier. Who is the Y partnering with to make this program such a success? Yeah,
the main partner right now is Bismarck Public Schools. They're kitchen staff, they're the ones that prepare the meals on a daily basis for us, bring them to the Y. They will continue to provide those meals for us through, I believe it's July 24th, and then once summer school ends, then we'll be working directly with the Great Plains Food Bank to bring in sack lunches for us.
So I have a question, and I'm not even sure if you know the answer, but how does it work if the rate reimbursed by USDA, it's not that high of a rate, so how does the funding come in for all of the other services? Does that money go to Bismarck Public Schools for the meal reimbursement, and then how does the Y pay for the staffing?
Yeah, the meals, the the funding does go directly to Bismarck Public Schools. They, in essence, kind of bill us for the number of meals that we have, and then we're, sending money back to Bismarck Public Schools. Staffing-wise for us, I think, back up, Bismarck Public Schools, I think they just felt this is something important that they need to do, for their student base in the community, and they have lots of different sites. And so, they're able to coordinate it with their summer school and other programs they have going on, so they have some kitchen staff available. For the Y, this is just something, again, we feel is important to do, and that's why our management staff has stepped up to come up with these activities and lead these activities when need be.
That's incredible, because that's not free. I mean, it's donated by the Y, and I hope people recognize that you guys really go over and beyond to fill emerging needs in the community.
Yeah, again, we just felt it was important. It's a very valuable program for the community, and that's what we're here for, is to support the community however we can, and we just felt it was important to step up.
And, it certainly ties in with healthy eating, nutrition, and fitness, which is what the Y stands for.
It is. The Y is all about, helping people on that journey of leading a healthy lifestyle. So,
yeah, if you ever need help to deliver meals, maybe Jenna and I can come help work out. We need to get in the groove of working out, so that 12:45 to 1:45 shift. Maybe we need to take something on.
There we go.
Yeah, or maybe we could run around with the kids in those last couple of hours. We'll volunteer for a week. Well, thank you to Tim Olson, Operations Director at the Missouri Valley Family YMCA, and Bill Bauman over there. Send him our love, because he's just an awesome leader. Thank you to everyone for their support with the summer feeding program. We're not done yet. We have one more segment. We want to talk about specific ways that you can get involved in giving back to our community and in solving problems. And a real easy way is participate in our golf tournament. It's next Friday, July 24th. It's only $80 per golfer. Give us a call at our United Way, 255-3601. You can come and laugh at Amber and I swinging our clubs out there. Join us in just a couple minutes. We'll be back. United Way's Community Talk.
Right now, 79.
Get the app called Radio Pup for your iPhone and take us everywhere you go. Bismarck and Mandan's own Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back to United Way's Community Talk. I'm Jenna Gullo, your co-host today for United Way's Community Talk, and I also serve as the Executive Director of the Missouri Slope Area-Wide United Way. Co-hosting with me is Amber Jensen, the Operations Manager at United Way.
Good morning, everyone.
We just were talking with a representative from Department of Public Instruction and also the Y about the summer meals program, and it's incredible to think that we actually have an issue of hunger in North Dakota.
Yeah, when you do the stats of 1 in 5 children in just the greater Bismarck-Mandan area that are in need of food, you start to wonder, is it something that we can tackle in the Bismarck-Mandan area? And I'm sure a lot of people that have been listening in and hearing the stats and learning about the summer meals program are maybe wondering, can we solve that? And maybe what is United Way doing, and what is their role in doing this fight?
Well, when you're thinking about 1 in 5 kids, and we're looking at stats from October of 2014, we're saying in the state of North Dakota, there are 35,000 kids who qualify for the free and reduced lunch programs at their school. 35,000. So we're looking at over 31% of children that are qualified. That need seems huge. But when you look at it and break it down community by community and look at the resources that are available, I truly feel that we can solve hunger. It's not that we don't have the sites or the potential sites. It's that, and it's not that we don't have the food and the resources with all the agricultural resources that we have in our community. I think it's something we can solve. In Bismarck-Mandan, we're looking at 24% of students who are on the free and reduced lunch program. And through United Way, we did provide 7,032 backpacks, which equaled over 42,192 meals in the last year. And that's just in the Bismarck and Mandan elementary schools.
And that program's new. I mean, we've only been doing that program for about 1.5 to 2 years, and so it has a lot of potential.
Yeah, so one way people can get involved is by sponsoring a weekend. It's only $2,000 for a weekend, or sponsor a backpack, or get your entire office to have every employee in there give $5 to sponsor a backpack. It's something that everyone can afford, and you'd be surprised at even the people that you think might be down and out or might be pinching their pennies trying to make ends meet. They may have used a United Way service in the past, and they value that service, and they particularly, once you become involved in United Way, you really value the role that United Way plays in connecting the dots. We had some donors from the Beulah-Hazen area approach us recently. This Basin Electric Power Co-op allows us to speak to their employees out at Dakota Gasification and AVI and Leland Olds. I get to go out to all those fun places. Usually it's in the dead of winter, so I had no idea how beautiful up until Friday Beulah Bay, Hazen Bay area is up there.
Never been.
I know, and people need to get out there and see. I'm usually going out to those plants in the dead of winter, 5:30 in the morning, trekking out there. But that group of employees asked if we could look into starting the United Way backpack program for students in Beulah and Hazen. And we found out that there are 133 kids in the Beulah-Hazen region that would qualify for the program.
Yeah, and so that'd be the perfect opportunity to get them rallied together, get a site put together for the summer meals program, and just get people excited and involved to make a difference.
Yeah, and like I said, we have the resources here. Honest to God, we're not short of food at the food pantries, and it's because people are so generous. We have the postal carriers that help us do the food drive every year, and that's nationwide. And we had tens of thousands of pounds of food collected.
Yeah, this year it was a little over 55,000 pounds.
Wow,
and
that might be a record.
When you distribute that to all the agencies, they are just so thankful for what impact that does, because during the holidays they get a lot of food, and so this is just one really big event that helps stock them for the summer months.
Yeah, absolutely. And if your business wants to do a food drive, we have a list of items on our website at msaunitedway.org saying what items we're in need of, what we look for to fill these backpacks with. We also are reimbursing some of our programs like Great Plains Food Bank and over in Mandan, the Mandan Public Schools and Mandan Morton Library for their summer feeding program. We're reimbursing them for any adults that need assistance. So if you're a parent taking your child to the park, Custer Aquinas Park in Bismarck, you too can get a meal, and that's through your United Way. So every dollar really counts. It's important too that people know about different programs in our community. So invest in Acre. As a farmer, you can take pride in feeding the world. You can actually donate a portion of your crop. And so if you're interested in information on that, call us, let us know, and we'll direct you to the right place in order to do that. We also need help volunteering, and that's any project. So go online to volunteerbizman.com, and you can get involved today.
So as our campaign is gearing up and you start to hear a little bit more about United Way in these next couple of months, what's the next thing on the horizon for people to get involved and have some fun?
Okay, people need to do Day of Caring. It is a one-time volunteer opportunity, but you're going to be a part of our base of 1,000 volunteers that come out on this day. It's August 12th. That's a Wednesday. And we're going to be kicking off our campaign at 7:30 in the morning at Shiloh.
Yeah, and so we have a lot of new projects. We're still in need of a few more projects right now. We have about 41 projects, and if we could get 2 to 3 more projects, that would help us get to our 1,000 volunteer goal. We have enough spots right now for about 900 people, and so if you know of a neighbor in need or an agency that maybe hasn't submitted that could use some little extra loving this time of year, please contact our office. We have so many wonderful things that people can sign up for, and anybody's skill level is needed.
Well, I was just going to say, you can be like us, where we're pretty skillless when it comes to manual labor.
We can paint a brush or swing a brush. That's about it.
Yeah, we're going to be keeping our community beautiful and clean. We're going to be painting homeless shelters in Mandan and abused adult resource center, shelters and transitional housing for domestic violence victims. We're going to be organizing food pantries and filling backpacks. You name it, we're going to be doing it. In fact, they're doing a project at our United Way office because guess what? We only have 5 employees and we don't have time to do anything at our office, around our office. We really focus on the problem solving and the connecting and the meetings and the fundraising and the impact. So there's a job for every single person out there, regardless of your age and regardless of your skill level. But what's really neat is that if you're a company out there, particularly a company that has access to machinery, we need you too.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, again, this year we're going to be building garden boxes. So talking about hunger in these last couple of segments, we're going to be building garden boxes through the North Dakota Extension Services. And so if you are a craftsman and can build boxes to give out to those in need to start their own garden, those are ones that we need some skilled workers for. I know one of the agencies is going to be doing building a fence on one of their walls, and so they're looking for an agency that has a bobcat. The YMCA last year, Paramount Builders did a retaining wall of rocks for them, and they will be volunteering again with us this year, doing some moving of some big boulders, not at the YMCA again this year, but we always are in need of those companies that can really supply the skilled volunteers.
Yeah, we need the companies, we need the machinery, but most importantly, we need the people. That's what makes our United Way great. So be a part of this event. If you've never volunteered at our United Way, if you've never volunteered for Day of Caring, you're missing out. You've got to come and join us because it's just this air of excitement and this feeling of community. Everyone coming together for a common purpose and to really make sure that your dollars and your time are going where they're needed the most. Go on to volunteerbizman.com. We have all of our projects listed on the website. And so you get to choose. You get to, if you and a friend or you and 5 of your other team members at your company want to volunteer, it's this August 12th. It's a Wednesday. It starts at 7:30 in the morning. You can do a half day. You can do a full day. But just come and join us. And let us know ahead of time so that we can make sure all the projects are, lined up and have volunteers.
Yeah, last year, I was talking about the impact of Day of Caring. Last year, we saved the nonprofits in our community about $217,000 from one day of really hard work and people just coming together to make this community better.
That's awesome. I cry every time when I look up at everyone celebrating our Day of Caring and giving back and giving of themselves and their time. That's really what we're about at United Way. Hey, if you're out there and you are a golfer and you haven't signed up yet, we have a golf tournament next week. It's on a Friday. The weather's going to be gorgeous and it's going to be a lot of fun. The American Family Insurance Golf Classic has been going on for years, and it's all to benefit our community through United Way. It's only $80 per golfer. Please sign up. You can call Terry Kraft at 663-0293 or give us a call at our United Way or even like us on Facebook. Get our updates. Join our volunteer projects. We need you and we are appreciative. Thanks for everyone out there. Thank you to Town Square Media, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. You were listening to United Way's Community Talk. Thanks so much.